So let's start with just a quick glance at SOLABS. SOLABS is a software editor of SOLABS quality management software, the easiest QMS software to operate. They're focused exclusively in the life sciences domain. They're the leader in the Canadian market with over 10 years of experience and a mature software development methodology. They assist their clients in achieving 21 CFR Part 11 compliance and in establishing processes and workflows adapted to their clients' internal processes and regulatory landscape, not vice versa. They field a team of knowledgeable professionals in project management, validation, and quality assurance, and are partnered with USDM for compliance and implementation services. A brief overview of Purdue Pharma. We're fortunate to have with us today as our guest speaker, Gino Garofalo, the Director of Quality Assurance. The main topic for today will be QMS compliance, including vendor selection, implementation, and lessons learned. Purdue, a division of Purdue Corporation, is a member of the research-based pharmaceutical industry. With manufacturing, research and development, and administrative facilities in Pickering, Ontario, Purdue Pharma is particularly active in the area of drug delivery technologies and markets products for the treatment of pain, respiratory disease, gastrointestinal disorders, and infection and control. With regard to their QMS landscape, they went live with SOLABS QM for 3.5 years now, and they use the software to manage their quality processes and workflows, control documentation, as well as training records. So with that, let's get right into the main discussion. Gino, what pain points were you experiencing, and when did you decide you needed a QMS solution, and why?
First of all, good afternoon, everybody. We were finding it a challenge to control resources. We were running lean and had many changes initiated for processes, equipment additions, and documentation, and find that it was very difficult to manage the link between all of them. There were concerns because sometimes documents went missing. In fact, there were a couple of incidences that important documents were misplaced. Occasionally were found, but the time lost was a concern. And then also when people took vacations, it was becoming increasingly difficult to obtain important information. And as you know, there are a lot of inherent problems with manual processes. In fact, we had been looking for a while at a solution for an automated training software and then stumbled upon SOLABS. Kind of killed two birds with one stone.
Right. There are a lot of different QMS software applications out in the marketplace. So, Gino, how many suppliers did you consider, and what were the key reasons that you chose SOLABS QM?
We looked at 3 vendors in our screening process and considered criteria such as the ability to satisfy our user requirement specs, vendor experience, cost, service, and support during implementation. We found SOLABS was always available to answer questions and made it easy to have open dialogue discussions in real time. SOLABS cost was very competitive, and we were very impressed with the fact that SOLABS offered us the flexibility to incorporate some aspects of the software into our existing processes. In other words, it allowed us to tailor the business processes of the application to our own processes, which made the transition easier.
Okay, great, thank you. So usually a big part of the success of an implementation is the implementation team. So Gino, can you tell us a little bit about the Purdue implementation team and what it was composed of?
Yeah, sure. It was made up of the quality assurance manager, who was myself at the time, and I surrounded myself with a team of 6 individuals, primarily in quality and validation areas and some admin help. And then during the test script execution, we had some assistance from personnel in other areas.
Okay, and then on the other side of the equation, certainly choosing the right implementation partner is key in successful implementation. Philippe, how about on your side? What did your implementation team look like?
Yes, so it's Philippe now. Hi, everyone. In terms of implementation, Purdue was one of our first clients. So back in those days, we were pretty much doing everything in terms of services on our end. So we assembled a team that was a match to the resources on the side of Purdue. So that is usually what we're suggesting to clients. We're dealing with us and our partners for the implementation. So it included a project manager, a technical lead, a business process and validation specialist, and a resource to support the technical aspects of the project. So again, I believe what was important is the fact that we had for every resource that Gino had kind of aligned to this project, we had a match with someone who understood the same language. So IT talking with IT and QA talking with QA folks.
Okay. And back to Gino, what was the duration of the project, or over what period of time did the implementation occur?
We had access to the system in about March of 2006, and we went through, I guess, a brief period up front of training and becoming familiar with the process itself. And then by the time we completed our test scripts and went through the validation process, I'd say it was about 4.5 months.
Okay, great. All right. Again, we talked about the importance of choosing a proper implementation partner for success of the project. So, Philippe, can you tell us a little bit more about some of the services that SOLABS offers?
So in terms of services, the implementation services, it's always separated in the same components. So these components are most importantly, I would say today, is the project management, and this is one of the key reasons why we team up with experts in that domain, as USDM is, because it is hard and difficult to deliver these projects as you deal with. We often say 1 or 2 full-time equivalents on the side of the client, but this is going to be kind of assigned to a group of, as Gino mentioned, 6 to 8 people. So it's really important to have a good project manager leading the project. And in terms of other components, there's going to be document and data migration services. Business process reengineering and configuration is quite important as well, and this is another area where the partners we are working with are quite strong. There's going to be training to the system users. We typically train the super users, and as it was the case with Purdue, they were in charge of training their end users. We trained approximately 5 or 6 resources on their end. And finally, there's the validation services, and the validation services are also coming with us as a responsibility to maintain an executed package for our core software, and this is rendered available to our clients every time we issue patch and we go through major upgrades as well. So we do maintain this on our end, and obviously it is coming at one point very important to transfer the system to a live environment, and there we got level 2 support to support the clients in especially in the first few months, where it's always important for SOLABS to be there every day with them.
Great, thank you for that, Philippe. That sounds like a pretty complete suite of implementation services. Thank you.